Hello, hello, party people. Just give a little update. It's not necessarily a life update, because I'm touching on certain issues. Like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. I think my parents assumed they were getting grandchildren from a relationship I was gonna have with whoever that might be in the future. Apparently, they don't have much faith in the other person who could have given them grandchildren. But anyway, I actually did tell them I was seriously considering getting a vasectomy. And when my parents asked me why I didn't want children with whoever I was with at whatever point in life, I said something like, I can't bring someone else into this world knowing that I could genetically pass something negative down to them. Negative. That's I stand by that reason, and because like if their life followed a similar course to mine, I wouldn't be able to take it if my child or possibly multiple children they had a nervous breakdown or something, and like it was inevitable, or if they seemed to share common symptoms. But yeah, I've just been really stressed out, and there is a silver lining to this. The good news is I think my dad and I are we're both seriously considering getting a new car. It's just, besides the obvious reasons that this Acura 3.2 TL is a 1996, the other reason I would hope they understand is that used to be my ex-girlfriend's car, and every time I drive it, I either think about her or how do you forget those memories, especially when you would drive the car every once in a while when it was hers? I don't get it. My parents assumed, but they did talk to me about it, that I will, not only should and would, take care of my brother when he's older, and probably worse, whatever that might be. It's like, obviously that's not my first choice of a life, or part of a life, even that. I didn't tell my parents this yet, but I just can't help but think, if the situation was reversed, would he be willing to spend the rest of his life taking care of me? And I know the answer to that, but I'd rather not say. Because I said that, you can probably assume what the response was. So I don't think my parents realize how difficult it is. It's not impossible. I proved it's not impossible. How difficult it is to get a girlfriend, a fiance, a wife, whoever that person might become. When you're living with your parents, you're in my financial situation. I mean, those are kind of big suitcases of luggage of what do they call that again? Oh, baggage. I don't know why I couldn't think of that, but baggage, yeah. And besides those two things I mentioned, the baggage that I carry with my assumed disability, but I guess because I'm the least physically disabled in the household, like I want to say that I'm gonna make a choice. Like, I already know what the choice is. I just don't want to believe it. I mean, you see, people with no siblings don't understand. Like, I don't want to say how a bigger family works together or is supposed to work together, but people with too many siblings, they're very, I feel like each one is independent or is supposed to be independent. And I noticed this among my relatives and whatnot. And I wish there was an easy way out of this. Not out, but to compromise. I don't feel like there is. The only thing that I think would help would be if I found, or someone could help me find, a live-in nurse when my parents pass away. I mean, I'm not a fucking nurse. I'm not a fucking doctor. Like, I feel like that's the only way, so that I can have a semblance of my own life while making sure he's okay for however many years that might be. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm depressed. I'm just disappointed. Kind of, what's the word? Dejected from what I envisioned my future to be. But a lot of that changed when the pandemic hit. A lot of it changed when my brother was diagnosed. A lot of things changed in a very short amount of time. I consider it a short amount of time. I remember a quick story time here. There was one night when I was with one of my friends and one of my exes, and we were pretty much in this room, and we were just hanging out, and I stepped outside. I think I was still smoking at the time. I can't remember. And I got a text from my brother, whose room is right next door. This was when he was still working, not diagnosed yet. His text message said, "Some of us have to wake up early to go to work." So, my interpretation of that was that I was not as important because at the time I was collecting disability, and I just felt like he was ashamed of me. I mean, I guess it's not exactly something you talk about with other people. I don't mind talking about his stuff in my videos because, I mean, I don't want to say it was karma, but like, I didn't wish any voodoo curse on him or anything, but now that he's collecting disability and dealing with his MS, I mean, I don't remember wishing that upon him, but I did ask myself, if the situation was reversed, how well would you be able to take care of your own self? And I just feel like if he can't take care of himself when he was healthy, how the fuck he's gonna take care of himself if his legs don't work anymore, if he's confined to a wheelchair? How does any of this make any sense? The car my dad and I were looking at, it's not my first choice, but I mean, I would assume he would be sharing that car with me, because there's really no reason to have four separate cars in a 4-member household, in my opinion. It's I think it's like the most reasonably priced one we found for a new car was a Honda Civic. I don't remember the specifics, but I think it's 4-cylinder. 2022. I think it came around to like the MSRP was like 22,000. And excuse me. I think out the door with the taxes and stuff, it will be around 24,000. I still have my savings, which is in the 5 figures, but it's not enough to cover the entire car. So the options could be I would just have to pay for it, monthly to lease or finance it. I would assume finance it, and or if my dad chips in. My only problem with that is he going to consider the car partly his own, which really I don't have a problem with. All I need is a fucking car that can safely go from point A to point B. Like so something's going on with the 3.2 TL that the alarm is just randomly going off, and there doesn't seem to be a way to stop it besides disconnecting the battery. I don't know what's gonna happen to that car, the 3.2 TL, and I sort of don't care. I mean, if they donate it, they donate it. If they find someone to buy it, they find someone to buy it. I will say that, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, CarMax, the car company that just deals in other vehicles, they offered me and my girlfriend at the time, for a trade-in credit, if we got a different car, a trade-in credit for the 3.2 TL of $100. And when I was told that, I was like, do you mean 1,000? Like, is there another zero there? And they said no, it's the offer we can give you is $100. Okay. Sorry, my eyes are getting dry. Like, my fate I feel like is already sealed, and I'm sort of not looking forward to it. Like, who would be? I mean, it would be a nice change of pace and whatnot, but what happens when you get tired of it? If I can at least get a home health aide or something, that'd be fine, but I'm out of ideas. I don't know how to make this situation better for me. I know how to make the situation better for everyone else. I should probably go to bed. I was gonna do a thirst trap video, but I'm not sure I'm in the mood anymore. I'm not sure if my social battery is recharged or not. No, it's fine. I don't think I even used it for the most part today. Oh yeah, this morning when the car wasn't working, that was my first time ever, since I had this job, it was my first time ever being late to work. I guess that streak is broken. But streaks are meant to be broken. Should I say records? You guys know what happened tonight. You know what happened. The Warriors made it 3-2. That's what happened. Dude, there might be a game 7 just so they can win at home. Honestly, like, sometimes I think teams tank on purpose to do that. If you're the Golden State Warriors, you're super confident, and like, there's no reason the Celtics should have 2 games, or had let the series get tied 2-2, and now it's 3-2 in favor of the Warriors. I don't know. I'm wrong video. Yeah, I gotta go to bed. I gotta go to bed, and maybe when I wake up, things will make sense. I've been thinking about something. Someone would like to comment on one of my videos talking about, the future of this household, and they said that, it's paraphrasing, when you're young and up to adulthood, your parents take care of you. Not exactly the way this person phrased it, but when they're old, it's your job to take care of them. I'm not worried about taking care of them. I'm worried about taking care of another person while taking care of them, if that makes any sense. Like, I just feel like this is a lot on my plate. I'm not a nurse. I don't know how to do shit that most nurses do. I don't even know how to take someone's fucking blood pressure. What do you want me to do? What am I supposed to do? I mean, if he does need a wheelchair, then my dad and I would probably assemble some sort of ramp. There's actually another house in the neighborhood. Obviously the person who lives there probably has a wheelchair, but they assembled a ramp, and it looks fine. It looks sturdy. So it shouldn't be that big of a hassle. You might have to move the cars around in the driveway, but that's not a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal. We're drinking some real ice brew tea. Or maybe it's just rum. But nah, I haven't drank in a few days, which is, I feel like Bender from Futurama, where because I haven't drank in a few days, I start getting rusty, because the robot drinks alcohol, because I guess in the future robots run off of beverage alcohol. Oh my god, my eyes are so dry. I just there has to be a better way. There has to be some other way to do this without. I just feel bad even thinking about it. Like, there's gotta be a better way to make everyone happy, but I would like to think that includes myself. I don't have the answers for that. Sorry, this video is kind of me just spacing out in silence, but like, I feel like if anyone else was in this situation, you'd be reacting the same way. But then again, your culture might not deal with these issues the same as ours does. So as all of us are getting older, there's just more and more questions. What if one of my parents, one of them become disabled? Then what? I mean, my father is already borderline 100% deaf. So he's technically disabled, but he was getting more from retirement than he was from disability. So in that situation, I was told by City Hall, no, not City Hall, Social Security office, that they would give you the larger amount, because that makes sense, and you still have state insurance or partial state insurance, being retired and all. So at least that's taken care of, the best that seems to be can be taken care of. Dude, I'm almost 40. In 3 years, I'll be like 40. And I just have the feeling that, not that I don't want this to happen or I wish the opposite, I just have a feeling that my parents and my brother will be fine for the most part, in the immediate sense, and I'll be here wondering why I didn't move away for like 1 or 2 years, just to have a different life experience. Because if you look in the house right now, everyone for the most part is healthy. I got my dad his hearing aids. I got him workers' compensation. I tried to rationalize and explain everything that's happened to my mom, but obviously she only understands so much with her broken English. And I would like to think I've been as nice to my brother as I could have been, especially considering he doesn't really talk to anyone in the household, but he does talk again, and that was not the case before. I would like to think that me talking to him sort of opened him up a little bit, but I could be wrong. So if no one loses the ability to walk, I don't even know how to put a time frame on it. Maybe I just need a vacation. Maybe that's it. A vacation from a part-time job I have that I'm waking up at 1:30 p.m. today to in the afternoon to take care of like a couple clients, and then I'll go home. Because I would just like to point out that I'm grossly underpaid for the amount of responsibility my job takes. But like, I'm not gonna argue it, because that clinic probably saved my life a few times. Maybe just a couple times, but maybe a few times. I wish I had the answers to these. This video is going on way too long. It's just me sitting here complaining, wishing for a better outcome. I know I said there might be some very hard decisions I have to make in the future. I already know what the answers to those questions are. And let's just say I personally don't think they're in my favor. That's just my opinion. I feel like a lot of people out there would agree with me. I feel like a lot of people out there would disagree with me. To each his own. Alright, I gotta get some sleep or something to rest my eyes. I had to turn the fan off behind me because the air blows into the microphone. You get like this static sound, or like some sort of like foggy sound, if you want to call that. I've racked my brain over it trying to think of an alternative to this, and I have nothing. My mom's side of the family is in California. My dad's side of the family doesn't really get along with in Connecticut. And it's the same conclusion I reach every time. And because it doesn't sit well with me, I constantly think of how I could change it. But it doesn't look like I'll be able to change it. Which is disheartening, of course. All I wanted was like just one more, I don't want to call it a chance, but one more adventure. I'm not blaming them for that, obviously. Just the circumstances are the circumstances the way they are. I hate to say this, but it is what it is. But part of me wants to change how it is, what it is, when it is, maybe even where it is at some point. I do know for a fact that at least myself, I personally don't plan on selling this house anytime soon. Obviously, if I get to the point that I should make a will, whether I need to or not, I'll find someone to either pass the money for selling this house or leave it to someone in the family. I'm not sure who. I haven't thought about that far yet, even while I'm thinking about everything else. I don't foresee myself, I don't know about any other people who might live here at the time, but I can't sell this house after knowing how much work my dad put into it. This room didn't exist when the house was bought, and if you look at it, it's kind of spacious, and there's nothing wrong with this room at all. I mean, does it get hot as fuck in the summer? So it's cold as fuck in the winter? Yeah, but like, those things never really bothered me. I have a fan and I have a heater. I'm fine all year round, just saying. So what's the right answer? Someone tell me what the right answer is. am I don't want to say I'm screwed, but like, do I really have a choice? And I'm coming more and more to the dead end, the conclusion that no, I don't. I just have to roll with the punches, so to speak. The problem with rolling with the punches is occasionally you do get tagged, you do get hit, and nobody likes to get hit, so to speak. Anyone got any ideas? Anyone? I'm just gonna do what I need to do, what I'm supposed to do. But the only thing I'm saying is, if the situation is the way it is right now, reference that other video I made regarding I think it said like fam should read this too, where I talked about how I gave my mom just her $5,000 for the house taxes. It's like, I was gonna say something related to that, but it got off on tangent. If the situation was reversed, I can't keep saying that. I straight up asked my mom if she thought my brother would be willing to lend him, or lend her, without being paid back, of course, lend her $5,000, and she was pretty confident that he would not be willing to do that. So at the bottom of the totem pole, I'm the bad son. I'm the one with the problem, so to speak. I'm not asking for validation. I'm not asking them to come up to me one day and be like, "Oh, you're a good son." I'm not asking for that. But it'd be nice to at least have heard it at least once in my life. When you consider that, obviously it's related to MS, but sometimes my brother sleeps 24 to 48 hours at a time. And I even said to my parents, like, you should, when he sleeps that long, you guys should probably go in there to make sure he's still breathing, just saying, or just check up on him or something. But no one really listens to me. I don't have clout. I don't have weight, because all the weight is on me on the totem pole. Everyone else squishing me. If you think about it, the bottom of the totem pole should be the head of the household, the strongest member of the household, because the bottom of the totem pole is supporting everyone above him. So the top of the totem pole is not the head of the household. That's what I'm saying. Think about it. Alright guys, that's fucking all I got. Maybe there's some East Asian people out there watching this YouTube video and be like, you know what, I can relate to you. No, it's not. Nobody watches this fucking channel. Just remember our sponsor, G Fuel. I'm not sponsored by G Fuel. I wish I was, but yeah, I'll figure it out. Even though I already know I have it figured out, but I'll figure it out. Alright, take care of yourselves, guys, and each other.